Hey folks, Shaun McInnis here at Bungie, where I've just had the good fortune of checking out the new Noble 6 downloadable maps for Halo Reach. I've got Chris Carney here to give us sort of a walkthrough of these maps. Chris, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely, thank you.
So Chris, would you say there's any sort of unifying theme with these maps that you've got going on here, or is it just, here's some maps, have fun with these?
These are all three of these maps work great in our current hopper offerings. So we carefully selected all three of these to fit in with those hoppers we have active now, where we're like, hey, we need another sweet Team Slayer map, we need another Invasion map. So probably their common theme is they're all going to get a ton of gameplay at the end of the month. There's no special one-off map or anything like that.
So let's walk through these maps. Anchor 9, sort of the smallest one in there. It's Team Slayer oriented. It's sort of geared towards the hardcore players who like the small, intense firefights, right?
Yeah, and it's perfectly symmetrical. So it's like Zealot or Countdown from Reach. Also, it takes place on the human space station. So you saw this thing in Reach, but you never really were able to go inside and actually play inside. So now you're actually in a hangar where they're repairing some sabers. And then there's a little bit of the map that's actually low G. So similar to Zealot, where we had the low G area on top of the map, this is kind of some shortcuts on the outside of the map for low G, which is always a good time.
Now, is this like purely a Slayer type of map, or do other objective-based modes work on this as well?
Yeah, I mean, because it's symmetrical, like 2 flag works well. Headhunter and Stockpile also play really well. The best thing about it is really geared for that 4-on-4 kind of team-on-team action that I think a lot of people like.
Any tips for this one? Any sort of armor abilities that work better than others? Your personal experiences?
Yeah, I mean, Jetpack always shines on this map because if you fall off the 0G area, you actually re-enter into Reach, which is painful. So Jetpack is kind of your safety device out there. And then also invisibility, I think, works really well because there's some cool tight corners and little pockets where you can be that wonderful person who sits there invisible and waits for the other person to walk by. But it's all fun, yeah.
Now, Tempest is the second map that we checked out. This one, it takes place on the ring. It's a nice nature-oriented map, but not really a serene nature walk, really.
Yeah, I mean, it harkens back to like Valhalla or Hemorrhage. I mean, it takes place on the ring. There's 2 strange Forerunner bases. It's relatively symmetrical, so it works really well for 2 flag and other objective games. And the scale of it is mainly for those teams of like 5 or 6 players. I mean, it's bigger than, it's probably about the same size as Valhalla, but it has a lot of room. So like Mongoose and the Warthog all shine on that map. And then there's cool rock formations for infantry battles.
Are there any sort of secrets that you can let us in on here? I noticed this map has some little hidden corridors, or at least maybe a little hidden cave path along the beach.
Yeah, I mean, each base has a little cave system next to it. And crouch walking through that or approaching the base from that side gives you a lot of cover, but vehicles can't go on that side. So the vehicle path is pretty predictable, but it also allows you to sort of fake vehicles on one side while guys are creeping through the other. But yeah, it plays very well.
And the last map that you showed us, Breakpoint, this one is a much bigger map, sort of the big team battle map of the bunch. Describe this one for us.
Yeah, so Breakpoint was designed for Invasion. So Invasion and Invasion Slayer play really well on Breakpoint. We tried to compress the space a little compared to Boneyard or Spire. Like, both Boneyard and Spire play well for Team Slayer, but Team Slayer really Invasion Slayer really only happens on one part of the map. And so the idea with Breakpoint is Invasion Slayer also uses the whole map, just like typical Invasion does. And then Invasion is custom on Breakpoint. So instead of being kind of a territories CTF variant that you saw on Reach, it's actually territories and then assault. You got to go in and blow open these doors that then unlock the science that you take to the score point. So it's kind of territories, assault, CTF.
You mentioned that this one is very much geared towards the Invasion game type. In terms of the other big team maps in Reach, your Spire, Boneyards, how does this one compare to them?
I'd put it in the same class as Spire and Boneyard. I mean, Breakpoint is thought, like when we think of the hoppers, that's exactly where Breakpoint will be going, and it will mainly be geared for that Invasion and Invasion Slayer crowd, but you can also play great big team games on it too. So.
And there's a full selection of vehicles as well. Do you have any tips or suggestions for navigating those vehicles?
Yeah, tanks can actually be sneaky on Breakpoint. Because it's kind of a ring, you'll be focusing on one area, and then the Scorpion or the Wraith will kind of sneak up behind you, which is always crazy when it happens, but it happens a lot. So keep the vehicles moving, keep orbiting around the map, especially on Team Slayer, and you will be successful.
Now, just to circle back to Tempest for a moment, this is actually a map that's geared towards Forge, letting people sort of design their own maps on there. What sort of experience does Tempest offer in terms of forging that maybe Forge World didn't?
So the thing about Tempest is that we do offer a ton of forged pieces, but the Forerunner bases themselves are not forged pieces. So you can really build off those bases and build your own unique creations, where in Forge World, the only thing we really gave you that was locked down was the terrain and then the empty room. So it's just a little different twist on that, and some people really like having something to build off. Other people like the clean slate, so now you have that option.
Now, all three maps, Anchor 9, Tempest, and Breakpoint, are these maps that have been drawn or sort of pulled directly from the story campaign, like those other multiplayer maps that shipped with the game?
No, they're all set in the Reach universe, but they're all unique spaces. So, like, Anchor 9 occurs on the space station, but, it's in a brand new spot that we created on the space station. Tempest is brand new geometry that we set on the ring. And then Breakpoint is also, you'll recognize elements of the game in Breakpoint, and there's some really cool visuals in that map that are pretty stunning. But again, it's its own unique geometry for DLC.
So, Chris, I appreciate your time very much. One last question I've got for you: when does the Noble 6 map pack come out, and how much is it going to cost?
It comes out November 30th, and it's only 800 Microsoft points.
All right, thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you.
All right, there you guys have it. That's your update on the Noble 6 map pack for Halo Reach.